From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2311, this is Ham Nation Headlines for Wednesday, February 16th, 2022. First up this week, a preeminent microphone company serving both the professional and amateur markets is changing hands, but it's still a family affair. Newsline anchor Jim Dameron, N8TMW, has the details.
In the United States, Heil Sound, which has been run by Bob Heil, K9EID, and his wife Sarah for decades, has been sold. The Heils announced the purchase of the well-known professional microphone company by Ash Levitt and Steve Warford. Ash, the company's president and CEO, and Steve, director of operations, are veterans of the business, having worked with Bob since they were teenagers. Bob will remain with the company as founder and CEO emeritus, continuing to do product design for the amateur radio market. Heil Sound has been in business since 1966.
It's a universal truth. What goes up must come down. The deep waters of the South Pacific have been chosen as the final resting place for the International Space Station in the years ahead.
The region is known as Point Nemo, the South Pacific Oceanic Uninhabited Area, and it's been selected by NASA as the final resting place of the International Space Station. The United States Space Agency intends to retire the space laboratory by 2031 by having it crash into this remote section of the ocean. While it is no surprise that plans were in the works for its retirement, NASA had been quiet until recently about its specific plans. The ISS was launched in 2000, and NASA has said in announcing its plans that it intends to keep the space station operational until the very end. Its experiments and its many contacts through the amateur radio on the International Space Station program have kept it and its more than 200 astronauts and cosmonauts in the spotlight over the years. NASA plans to yield the space station's position among the stars to commercial ventures. The final destination for the ISS is about 2,000 miles north of Antarctica and 3,000 miles off the eastern coast of New Zealand. Since 1971, it's been a place that has become home to space debris from other nations, including Russia and Japan. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jim Meachin, ZL2BHF.
And finally this week, sad news. The changing of the guard continues. A pioneer in the development of APRS has become a silent key.
The developer of the Automatic Packet Reporting System, or APRS, has become a silent key. Bob Bruniga, WB4APR, died on Monday, February 7th, according to a post on AMSAT's Facebook page, quoting his daughter, Beth Ann. He had been battling cancer for 2 years and was also diagnosed with COVID-19, according to the post. More than a quarter century ago, Bob developed the now widely used packet radio technology that enables real-time tracking over ham frequencies. Bob, a U.S. Navy veteran, had also been senior research engineer at the U.S. Naval Academy's Small Satellite Lab in Annapolis, Maryland. He was the author of the book Energy Choices for the Radio Amateur, published by ARRL. Bob wrote on his QRZ page that his ham radio journey began in 1963 with the novice call sign WN4APR. He was a life member of the AMSAT organization and belonged to the IEEE National Committee on Transportation and Aerospace Policy. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Neil Rapp, WB9VPG.
And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Jim Dameron, N8TMW, Jim Meachin, ZL2BHF, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe, I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.